I called out your name. It was at that very moment I knew I would not be the same. You left me broken all alone, and now you will not pick up your phone. Did you think that would get me feeling down? No, that made me drive all around that old small town. Did you think I would drown in your pain? Hell to the no, let me explain. I drove up to that old dive bar on the corner of a new tomorrow. I thought I was going in to drink away my sorrows. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. As you drove on by that old glowing neon sign, you see me walking in with someone new. You thought you left me broken and alone, waiting for me to pick up that damn phone. Did you think I would move on? It was a new day you left for me tomorrow. Hell to the no, let me explain. I drove up to that old dive bar on the corner of a new tomorrow. I thought I was going in to drink away my sorrows. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. Hell to the no, let me explain. I drove up to that old dive bar on the corner of a new tomorrow. I thought I was going in to drink away my sorrows. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long.
Hello. Listen, guys, I decided today I want to do something a little bit different. We are going to cover summer. However, I think before we cover summer, we have a huge trial going on for those of you from my era, starting, I think, the 10th. Let me make sure. Uh, Unless the judge orders otherwise, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis trial expected to be a public criminal trial in the Clark County District Court in Las Vegas. Courtrooms in Nevada are generally open to the public under the presumption of open court proceedings. Specific portions, such as hearing involved certain evidence, jury matters can sometimes be closed or held outside the jury's presence, but the trial itself is expected to be open. I haven't covered a trial since Leilani. That was my first trial, and I thought that I'm going to try to cover another trial in the mornings as the trial starts when it comes to the Tupac case. I lived during that era. I breathed during that era. That was the Rodney King era. The guys, hold on, I got a weird itch. Hold on. Sorry, my nose was itchy. Anyways, so I decided that I'm going to cover the Keefe D trial. There was some new news reports in a very short interview that came out with him. So I'm going to take the time now to go over those and watch a little bit of DJ Vlad, which is Keefe D's interview he did, which literally probably got him arrested. They had a big fight about the money portion at the beginning of Keefe D's arrest. After he was arrested during court, they were fighting, and Keefe D, we're going to go over all that between now and the 10th. However, it's not going to be long. I'm going to take 1 hour to go over this. I'm on the very last of my StreamYard right now. I had a thing here at the end, so after the stream, until I come up with the fucking money to get my fucking StreamYard up and going, I'm not going to be able to come live. It's only going to be a few days, not long. However, that's fine for me, because what I'm going to do is during this time, I'm going to, hey CM, I'm going to take apart that trial and pick clips and start studying the things I've missed, because I haven't watched it all. I actually haven't watched it since the beginning, since after Keefe D got arrested. So we're going to do it together, starting with this DJ Vlad interview today. Some of it, not all of it. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but we are going to start covering Tupac, because, God, who didn't love fucking Tupac? That was, like, our culture in the 90s. I told you guys a while back I want to try to cover some other stuff mixed in with summer now. I have to. I can't sit back and constantly just cover summer. There's so much other news out there to share with you guys. So let's start with, where'd it go? All right, we are going to have to go to my history. Here it is.
Anything is possible.
This is a new interview that just came out yesterday on 8 News Now in Las Vegas. We're going to cover this first because we're going to hear more about his book. He talks about his book in here, and we're going to hear more about his book in the DJ Vlad, or more about what he put in his book in the DJ Vlad interview. If any of you haven't seen that, it's a really good fucking interview to watch. But because of copyright in our bigger channel, I'm going to have to stop. So we're probably not going to get through a whole lot of it, but we will get through some today.
You wrote this?
This afternoon, an 8 News Now exclusive before one of the biggest trials in Las Vegas history. A sit-down interview with the man accused in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Doin Keefe D. Davis speaking with investigator Vanessa Murphy. A quick note, our team was not allowed to put a microphone on Davis due to security. That's why we've included subtitles.
The trial surrounding the murder of rap legend Tupac Shakur nearly 30 years ago is just days away. We were given the rare opportunity to sit down with the man at the center of it all, Doin Keefe D. Davis, face to face while he waits here in jail. Did you have anything to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I wasn't even in the matter. I wasn't in the matter, period.
Do you regret the book and the interview?
Yeah, I was just after the money, and they said I was covered. I did it for the money. You know what I'm saying? And
But did anyone tell you maybe it's not a good idea to do that because they might arrest you after they hear you say that or read it in your book?
So he writes this book. He puts how he's present in the car with Tupac. Oh God, I'm going to have to remember all their names. There was 3 other men in the car with him. The one young man, definitely in the Crips, is the one that Keefe D accused of shooting Pac, right? So now he's sitting here saying he really didn't give a fuck about the family. And they go on to ask a little more about that. And he just wanted the money. He's so greedy. But you want us to believe you're not in the fucking Crips, right? Like, yeah, we gotta listen to this fucking DJ Vlad interview. We're gonna get there. Let's just get through this, and then maybe we'll listen to this again before I get off of YouTube.
Book. Like, did anyone close to you say, not a good idea?
That was a ghostwriter's. I didn't like that book. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about no Winston Churchill, Frank Sinatra. Just read the book. You know I didn't write that book. You know what I'm saying? And the Vlad thing, the lady, she gave me $150,000.
But then when I was watching the interview this week, and the way you sort of go through it by play, like then this happened, it's very believable.
They wrote me a script to follow. My lawyer came with the script. It seemed like he was in bed with them the whole time.
When you were talking in this interview about...
So I didn't hear much about it. He just hired another attorney. I'm going to look into this attorney and the old one, but he's saying, oh, they wrote me a script. He's accusing his attorney of being in bed with the prosecutors. Oh, shit. I hit a wrong button. Hold on, guys.
Tupac's murder, and when you were doing this book, were you considering maybe his family at all?
No, I just did it for the money. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be my...
How ignorant as fuck.
It's just wrong. I'm an innocent man. And they said, yeah, Chris.
I'm going to remind you who his family is. Give me a minute. Let's show you who Tupac's family is. This is Tupac's mother.
I wish that my son was here and that he could go and lie down in my bed and come out of my room and say, Ma, what'd you cook? I miss his being. He was my son, and I miss him as my baby, my boy, who I loved, respected, appreciated. He was my friend. He called me up in the middle of the night after he done had a hot date and tell me who he had a hot date with and what he did and how excited. And I said, Tupac, why do you think? I miss that. I miss interacting with that human being, that perfect being, that excited, lovable, really magnificent spirit, I miss him. I miss him. I can't pick a one thing. I miss him. I miss my son every day a little bit more, but I thank God every day for every second that he was here. And I feel I don't want to ask for too much, to ask for more than I was supposed to have. I thank God for every day of those 25 years.
Afeni Shakur in the 60s, 70s, was a member of the Black Panthers. A lot of people have a really bad idea about the Black Panthers, but they were fighting for justice. They were fighting for Black people rights. You had sectors of the Black Panthers that were very racist, like the KKK. However, they weren't. We should probably go over the Black Panthers. Have any of you ever watched Malcolm X? Really good fucking movie. I ain't seen it in years or read the book. It could give you an insight. She taught Pac how to be a poet. Tupac was a very political rapper that really put his heart into how he grew up and what he felt about the streets. There was even a time when he did an interview where he talked about Trump. It's like one of my favorite interviews with Tupac Shakur. Actually, let's put that on real quick. This man did more than rap. Um, I think if Tupac wasn't such a fucking criminal, he could have been the first black president. I believe he was one of the smartest black men I've ever seen in my life. He's one of my favorite artists. And my husband, who committed suicide, because I'm not going to say fucking unalive and we'll put the 18 and over thing on my video, because suicide is what it is. It's suicide. Um, he was Tupac's biggest fucking fan. It was Tupac in our house 24 hours a day from the time we woke up till the time we went to fucking bed. It's all he talked about. So I'm a little, not that some of it went through one ear and out the other because it was like an obsession, but it's enlightening to hear about Tupac's life and to learn. And I've watched many documentaries about Tupac and I've studied him now. It's been a while and I'd have to be reminded. So watching this stuff is a good way to do that. There was an interview he did with that, what was her name? April, I think. She was like his best friend and she followed him for years. And I believe they were even messing around like the Jada era, long history of Tupac. But anyways, let's
see how early childhood educators unlock the mysteries of learning. It starts when children are very young.
Born independent. You work. This world, I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped. Just, I feel like instead of us just being like, slavery's bad, slavery's there, bad whitey. I mean, all right, let's stop that. And everybody's smart enough to know that, we've been slighted and we want ours. And I don't mean by like ours, 40 acres and a mule, because we're past that. But we need help. For us to be on our own 2 feet, us meaning youth or us meaning black people, whatever you want to take it for us to be on our own 2 feet, we do need help because we have been here. We have been a good friend. If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there and now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for. You dressed up in jewels. Now America's got jewels and they paid and everything and they lending money to everybody except us. And it's like, everybody need a little help on their way to being, self-reliant. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing about the album, about the Special Olympics. Everybody need a little something and they to be independent. No independent person just grew up and was born independent. You worked and you learned teamwork and you learned cooperation and unity and struggle, and then you became independent. And we have to teach that and instill that. And why is it that they want to do that? If this is truly a melting pot in the country where we care about it, and Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, then we really need to be like that. And it needs to be the black kids. If there's a white person who got money, then you need to help them. He need to help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids, whatever. But it needs to be real. And it need to be before we all die. And then you say, oh, I made a mistake. We should have gave them some money. We really should have helped these folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God make you punish. When God punishes you. Because I feel like, it's too much money here. Nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic. That's just real. That is just stupid. There's no way Michael Jackson should have, or whoever Jackson, should have $1 million, $1 billion, and then there's people starving. There's no way. There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers, pants.
You say people that say, well, they earned it. Now you go out and you're earned it.
If they earned it, then I think that's good. I think that they deserve it. But even if you earned it, you still owe. Because look at me, I don't have that mega money, but I feel guilty walking by somebody. I got to give them some mail. And if I know I got $3,000 in my pocket, I feel like it's wrong to give that person a quarter or a dollar. It's wrong. Only you know what you got in your pocket. And that's wrong. No matter what they do, if they take it and drink it, they take it and drink it. But I mean, you understand? And we all know how hard it is. And it's not about if you good or you bad. So since it's not about if you good or you bad, we know that because he don't mean he was bad. Or don't mean he's a criminal, or don't mean he's crazy, or a drug addict, or none of that. It just means he don't got. And ain't it bad that you got 30? I mean, can you imagine somebody having $32 million? $32 million. And this person has nothing, and you can sleep. You can still go to the movies I mean, and then these are the type of people that get humanitarian awards. Millionaires. How can they be humanitarians? By the fact that they millionaires and there's so many poor people shows how unhumane they are. You know what I'm saying? And that bugs me. Not saying that when I'm never going to be rich, and you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying it's a struggle, and I think everybody deserves. And I think there's a way to pay these people. I think there is a way. It just takes to be revolutionary, and it takes to do something out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that if we just said, okay, I got an idea. No more porno buildings, you know what I'm saying? Let's build houses. Or no more polo games. Let's build houses for poor people. You know what I'm saying? Or look, okay, I know you're rich. I know you got $40 billion, but can you just keep it to one house? You only need one house. And if you only got 2 kids, can you just keep it to 2 rooms? I mean, why have 52 rooms and you know there's somebody with no room? It just don't make sense to me. It don't. And then these people celebrate Christmas. They got big trees, huge trees, all the little trimmings. Everybody got gifts, and then somebody's starving. And they're having a white Christmas. They're having a great Christmas, eggnog and the whole 9. That's not fair to me.
I'm going to I'm going to lose my monetization today. I'll probably have to cut this and lose a portion of my chat or my chat. So I'm warning you now, clip anything you want when we get to Summer's part. I'm going to dedicate this to Michael Mulvey, and we're going to play a song. And actually, we're not even going to play this one. That is the absolute best. You need to watch the whole interview. Tupac interview ever fucking given, in my opinion. And I'm trying to find one with lyrics. We're gonna fuck my whole stream up today. So hey, if y'all wanna send a super chat, I appreciate it. Okay.
Dentures with industry-leading warranties. Aspen Dental. It's time to smile again.
If you love junk journaling, Five Below literally has everything you need to make your memories super cute.
Last one second, but life goes on. How many brothers fell victim to the street? Rest in peace, young nigga. There's a heaven for you. Be alive if I told you that I never thought of that. My niggas, we the last ones left. But life goes on. How many brothers fell victim to the street? Rest in peace, young nigga. There's a heaven for you. Be alive if I told you that I never thought of that. My niggas, we the last ones left. Life goes on. I fell through the empty halls, breath stinking in my drawers. Ring, ring, ring. Quiet, y'all. Here come and call. Plus, it's my homie from high school. He getting by. It's time to bury another brother. Nobody problem. Life is a baller. Alcohol and booty calls. We used to do them as adolescents. Do you recall? Raised as G's. Loped out and blazed the weed. Get on the roof, let's get smoked out and blaze with me. 2 in the morning and we still high, assed out. Screaming thug till I die before I pass out. But now that you're gone, I'm in the zone thinking I don't wanna die all alone. but now you're gone. All I got left is stinking memories. I love them niggas to death. I'm drinking Hennessy while trying to make it last. I drank a fit for that ass when you pass, cause life goes on. How many brothers fell victim to the streets? Rest in peace, young nigga, there's a heaven for a G. Be a lie if I told you that I never thought of death. My nigga, we the last ones left, but life goes on. How many brothers fell victim to the streets? Rest in peace, young nigga, there's a heaven for a G. Be a lie if I told you that I never thought of death. My niggas, we the last ones left, and life goes on. Yeah, nigga, I got the word as hell. You blew trial and the judge gave you 25 with an L. Time to prepare to do fair time, won't see parole. Imagine life as a convict that's getting old. Plus with the drama, with looking out for your baby's mama. Taking risks while keeping cheap chicks from getting on her. Life in the hood is all good for nobody. Remember gaming on dumb hotties at your party. Me and you know true or two. While scheming on hits and getting tricks that maybe we can slide into. But now you worry, rest nigga, cause I ain't worried. Eyes blurry, saying goodbye at the cemetery. Though memories fade, I got your name tatted on my arm, so we both born to my dying days. Before I say goodbye, Kaden with mental rest in peace. Thug till I die. How many brothers fell victim to the streets? Rest in peace, young nigga, there's a heaven for a G. I'd be alive if I told you that I never thought of death. My nigga, we the last ones left, and life goes on. How many brothers fell victim to the streets? Rest in peace, young nigga, there's a heaven for a G. I'd be alive if I told you that I never thought of death. My niggas, we the last ones left, cause life goes on. Bury me smiling with G's in my pocket. Have a party at my funeral. Let every rapper rock it. Let the hoes that I used to know from way before kiss me from my head to my toe. Give me a paper, a pen, so I can write about my life of sin. A couple of bottles of gin in case I don't get in. Tell all my people I'm a rider. Nobody cries when we die. We outlaws, let me ride until I get free. I live my life in the fast lane, got police chasing me. To my niggas from old blocks, from old crews, niggas that guided me through, back in the old school. Pour out some liquor, have a toast for the homies. See, we both gotta die, but you chose to go before me. And brothers miss you while you gone. You left your nigga on his own. How long we moan? Life goes on. How many brothers fell victim to the streets?
Life goes on, homie. All homies that passed away. Niggas doing life. Niggas doing 50 and 60 years and shit. I feel you, nigga. Trust me, I feel you. You know what I mean? Last year, we poured out liquor for you. This year, nigga, life goes on. We finna clock mail, get money, evade bitches, evade tricks, get flags, plenty of basically just represent for you, baby. Next time you see your niggas, we gonna be on top, nigga. You gonna be like, God damn, them niggas came up. That's right, baby. Life goes on. And we up out this bitch. Hey, Kato, mental, y'all niggas make sure it's popping when we get up there, man. Don't front.
Either make an excuse for something or find a reason to get it done, you know? It's hot. It's on.
All right, here we go. I think we have one of the most controversial figures.
Selena, you're amazing. I'm still coughing from hitting that bowl. One of my roommates gave me some really good fucking weed today, and it's the Joker kind. Not to mention, my bowl's a fucking cannon. I don't know. Thank you so much for that. I truly appreciate it, and I'm sorry I got so emotional there. You know how you get memories out of nowhere, but that's what just happened, and that's why I played of that song for y'all, and that's gonna make up for losing my monetization. I'm gonna leave my chat here. Thank you so fucking much. I swear, thank you. Okay, so let me close that down. I've already wasted 30 minutes, so this is going to be as long as a stream I can if StreamYard will let me. Okay, we are going to go back. We didn't finish this.
I haven't been around that stuff since like '89. I stopped that stuff, pulled up my pants. I'm not no leader or Crips or none of that stuff. That's wrong. They just trying to make their case look good or something. He's the leader of the Crips. He's way up there in the Crips. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? There's no color line. I'm messing with Bloods, Crips, everybody. You know what I'm saying? I was just one of the leader of the Crips. I helped so like get that record company together. You know what I'm saying? And why would I kill the guy that's making us the most money?
So I can't remember what Suge said, but about a year or two ago, it was a while ago, he had come out and did some jail calls with somebody. I can't remember who it was. I'm going to look it up. That's the kind of stuff we have to listen to. But he had spoken about Keefy D and the Crips, and I don't think that his ideals, if I remember correctly, agree with Keefy D's. So Dwayne Davis, Keefy D, whatever. This is the man who, if anybody hasn't been following, is being charged finally in the unaliving of Tupac Shakur. His trial starts, I believe, on the 10th.
I'm saying that's a rapper back then. Why would I kill our money like that? It don't make sense. So I'm not gonna tell you that I didn't do it. So,
Has the DA's office offered you any plea deals, and would you consider a plea deal?
I'm not gonna take no plea deal because I didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 63. I had a cancer battle.
Listen to his
I
reason.
got 3 stents to my heart. And the average American lives to about 74 years old.
Do you remember? I'm going to go back just a second here. Do you remember yesterday when I was talking about Summer's case? How I said Gary Simpson took Carly, and in my opinion, to me, it could have been staged because this man was dying of cancer and he knew he was going extremely soon. Practice. It's just a theory. It's speculation. It doesn't mean it's true. But listen why Keefy D won't take a plea deal.
And I got 3 stents to my heart. And the average American lives to about 70.
And would you?
And
Has the DA's office offered you any plea deals, and would you consider a plea deal?
I'm not gonna take no plea deal because I didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 63. I had a cancer battle. And I got 3 stents to my heart. And the average American lives to about 74 years old. 10 years, I'm dead. So, well, I don't like taking a deal. You know what I'm saying? I heard it was like some 10.
Do you think Keefy should take the deal?
I don't know if he did it, yeah.
He doesn't want to take the plea deal because he's 63 and has cancer and knows he's going to die.
He's going to die anyways in jail.
Right. So you think he's like just going to stay in jail because he's dying against the 3 quads in the squad? In my opinion, he was leader of the Crips, as he's saying he was not, or at least he was up there high, right?
Right.
So, in my opinion, if he gets out of jail, he's in a lot of trouble now because he spoke. That's just, what do you think?
He's not telling you the whole truth. He's watching his ass because he doesn't want something.
Did you see back in the day when this first started how he was on DJ Vlad and he spoke about his book and that's how he got arrested? What did you think about? He literally just said that he did it for the money and screwed Tupac's family. What do you think of that? You think you
$150,000 to shoot somebody?
No, he's saying he wrote the book.
What do you get paid to do it?
$150,000 to write the book.
Oh, how much did he get paid for killing Tupac?
He doesn't say he's not taking guilt.
He's just doing this to get money.
He's doing it to get money. He's dying of cancer. He's leaving his wife and his kids money.
That's it.
He knows he's going down either way. The evidence is
He'll
there
tell
now
you.
because he's a dumbass and snitched on himself, right?
When he's about to die, he'll come out saying he did it.
Yep. All right, guys, that's my roommate. He's my new pop, and he comes in to get a cigarette or a cup of coffee, and I ask him a couple questions that include all my... I don't know. Welcome to Boo's life. Yesterday, I asked him to name my live. He was like, just name it live. That's why I was like, Boo's live. Or live Boo. I don't know what the fuck I put it. Okay.
Yeah, 25. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take a deal like that. And I have, especially after I haven't done nothing. I'm an innocent man.
How concerned are you that you'll be convicted after this trial and you won't get to spend your final years with your family?
Yeah, I think the Ninth Circuit Court is gonna let me go. I think they're gonna let me go because it's not right. I'm gonna be all right though, because God upstairs, he got me. He know I am this. Yeah, and I hate I put my family in jeopardy like this. So that's one little regret I have.
Jury selection is scheduled for August 10th. Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
Davis is now represented by defense attorney Michael Samft, who was not originally representing him. The 8 News Now investigators interviewed Samft. You can find that on our 8 News Now Plus app.
Okay, so, hey, Wing. We will go over more of that later. We're going to go listen to a few minutes because I only have like 20 minutes left to cover this. And then we're going to cover summer. I'm very sorry for those of you that are just looking for summer. Why would I kill or money Keefe D deny his role in Tupac before the trial? We could watch this, or I could do this. Hey, Lori, I'm gonna wait after. I really want to get to this Keefe D interview, at least a little bit of it. So let's watch this for about 22 minutes. If I can shut my fucking trap, I'm already lost my monetization today. So thank you to Selena for helping keep my live alive. Alrighty, let's go. Where is it?
In hip hop, right now, Keefe D is in the building. How's everything?
I'm all right. And how's I'm controversial?
You're pretty controversial. You're pretty controversial. But let's go ahead and get into your whole story. So you grew up in Compton.
Yes.
And these days people have a certain perception of Compton being kind of a violent area, gang area. But when you grew up there, it was totally different.
When it first started out, yeah.
Okay, talk about that a little bit.
It was all white. All our neighbors was white. Moved out there in 1965. And yeah, mostly our neighbors was white. Then the blacks started coming in like 1969, 70, 71. And started converting into black community.
Okay. And you actually dealt with some racism as a kid.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
One day, me and my mom was coming from the store, and some white dudes in a 57 Chevy came up. I was like 4 or 5 years old. He like called us a bunch of N-words, and I kind of felt scared, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember Martin Luther King had just passed away during then and all that. Yeah. So I was kind of scared, yeah.
Okay.
Literally.
And your dad was a Marine.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many total kids was there total?
12.
12 kids?
Yeah.
All the same parents?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And I guess you guys are related to Nat Turner.
Yes.
That's pretty crazy. You know, for those that don't know, Nat Turner had one of the big.
If I have, can you guys do a test with me? If I have the volume down on the video, right now I have it at half. I want to try to leave my mic off so you can hear me reacting to what he's saying. I usually don't do that with Summer's case, but I want to try to do it here so I'm giving constant commentary. I want to learn how to do bigger stories eventually. Okay. This is practice. Let me know if you can hear me and the video, or do I need to try to turn the video down?
Biggest slave revolts in history, where you killed off a bunch of the slave masters, and you know, until they finally caught up to them.
Yeah.
So here you are living in Compton, and it's mostly white families.
Yes.
And at one point, you have something called white flight.
Yes.
So explain to me what exactly that is and how that happened in Compton.
Well, once the blacks started moving in, whites started moving out to a different area, to the suburbs, stuff like that, Riverside, Paris, all that type.
This is a really good history because I want to cover Rodney King eventually too. This is a really good history to listen to this. So this is more than just Tupac's trial. We're learning about how the Crips and how all that became. And this can maybe lead me into different content one day. Okay.
Areas and stuff like that.
Okay. And they were actually buying homes during that time?
Yes.
Okay. So you have this black community who has money, who have home ownership. At what point does it start to get, you know, kind of more rough though?
I say like about 75, 76. Because I had my first run-in with some gang violence, like 75, 76.
Okay.
I was on my way from the Savon's drugstore down there on Long Beach Boulevard. We was on our way back. Once we passed Palmer, it was a liquor store called Drive Through Liquor right there on Long Beach Boulevard. And it was a gang of Pyrus right there. Little George, Herman Jr., Willie T, and ran into me. I ran into Willie T and he socked me, took my little 10-speed, drove off.
So he just snitching on everybody. He like Fred. He out here even years later giving names. Shit, I'm doing that shit right now too, but I want my friend found in somewhere, enough people on who played enough fucking games with me. I don't give a shit no more. Come get me. Try me. Okay.
Kind of keep me in the chest. So, yeah, that was my first really violent thing that happened to me. I was about 9 years old.
And what year did the gang start to form in Compton?
What year? Like 70, 69, 70.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little bit before that time.
Yeah.
And what were the gangs that first started out in that area?
It was the Grandies and Boot Hill. It was the first two gangs in Compton. Then Spooktown. And the Grandies became Nutty Block. Yeah, it was the first gangs. We came along about 70.
I'm going to try to make some content about the gangs back then. I'm going to go look him up, what he says, when I get a chance and bored. Well, I can't be live. It'll be fun. It'll give me something different to do.
72.
Okay. And were there actually Crips and Bloods originally, or did that come a little bit later?
It was Crips and Bloods in Compton. Crips and Bloods, and it was, yeah.
Okay. And your particular gang, they weren't Crips in the beginning?
They was called US, Us Boys.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you guys became Crips.
I didn't know that.
Like 71, 72, yeah.
So why is that? Why did you guys go from being the Us Boys to Southside Crips?
I didn't, I wasn't really old enough to really know about that. But yeah, I wasn't old enough to know about that. Back then I was into sports, baseball, football, stuff like that. You know, and I was like the ball boy for Compton College basketball team.
Right.
It was like #1 in the nation every year. Sent a lot of dudes to the pros, UCLA and stuff like that. So I was more basically up into that type of stuff.
So at what point did you start to join a gang?
Really, I was in the gang when I was young. You know, I lived in there. I lived in the hood, so I claimed it, the hood, but I really got into the gang in like junior high school, like about the 6th, 7th grade, yeah.
Okay, so you were, what, about 13, 14 years old?
About 12.
12 years old?
12 years old, yeah.
Okay. And what made you want to join a gang at that point?
Can you hear me?
What made me want to join the gang?
Yeah.
It was just, we was all like a family. We stuck together, stuff like that. You know, and, I was from that neighborhood, so I might as well ride with that, you know.
Okay.
Go that route.
So did you get jumped in?
No.
That wasn't happening.
I'm like original. On the originals, yeah.
Okay. And was that Southside Crips at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
Southside Crips, Compton Crips, yeah.
Okay. And who was Southside beefing with at that time?
Mostly the East Side Bloods, like Ams, Ludus Sparks, and the mobs wasn't out there. So mostly the mob was still Ludus Park. Yeah.
Okay. And what started happening in the beginning as you're joining 12, 13 years old? What type of missions were you going out on?
I wasn't going on no missions. No missions, no.
But so what type of gang things were you doing during that time?
I was just representing my turf, you know. Yeah.
Were there fist fights?
Fist fights, yeah. Wasn't really gunplay till I got a little older.
Okay. Yeah. So there was no stabbings, there was no...
It was just fist fights, stuff like that. Compton Parade, the Crips would come from Compton High School, and at the end, the Compton Parade would start at Compton High and at the end at Ludus Park. So Compton High was known for like Crip High, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Ludus Park was known for the Pyrus over there. It was like Herman Jr., Marcus Nunn, Bartender and stuff like that, dudes name like that.
Okay. And you know, you just mentioned this, you were a ball boy for Compton College.
Yes.
And that's when the drug dealing first started.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Can you explain that?
With the baseball coach,
college
he was buying weed, you know, from me, stuff like that. So one day I went up there, and he just he brought the ounce of weed from me for $60, and he pulled out his drawer.
Damn, that's
He's like,
cheap.
"Yo, man, see what you can do with this." And from then on, shit, that's when I came in the drug game.
And that was cocaine?
Yeah, coke.
Okay.
It was costing like $3,500 an ounce.
And this is before crack?
This is before crack.
Okay.
It's
expensive.
Quarter tea, it costs you $50. So you just get teaspoon things, put it in the teaspoon, level it off, boom, put it in a snow seal.
Okay. So now you're in high school and you're starting to sell coke.
Yeah.
So now you have money coming in.
With Base 44, a simple sentence becomes your website.
Exactly.
So we're 8 minutes in. This is a 2-hour stream. I'm going to do like 15 minutes every time I come live of it while we cover this before the trial. Maybe the more people that join, I'll stay a little longer and do it, or do separate lives than Summer. We got 10 minutes left.
And you're a Southside Crip as well?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How does that start to escalate at that point?
Well, I caught a couple of cases. And these dudes that I caught a couple of drug cases.
So the drug dealing starts to build up.
Yes.
And you start getting busted.
Yeah.
And you end up getting 4 years when you were 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that the first time you went to prison?
Yes.
Okay.
The first time for these guys that jumped me. I came out of the liquor store. And, they had hit the corner. So I was getting in my car. I had a white 68 Chevy back then. Getting in my car and they hit the corner. It was like 8 of them. Had bats, sticks, and all kind of shit. So some kind of way they got my door open. You know what I'm saying? My passenger door. So they kind of fucked me up, gave me a concussion, broke my little jaw and stuff.
Damn.
So I went to my house. They didn't have AKs back then. They had 30-30s. We got my 30-30.
You're telling on him,
Two
son.
clips. And I put my 9mm in my back.
Like he's a badass,
On
right?
my way, I hit the corner. This main dude that hit me in the head, I stopped at his house. He ran in the house. And I unloaded the clips in his house. Then I hit the corner. His brother was out there. So I jumped out the car with the gun. Dude was on the gate. He was like this, but it was too many witnesses, so I didn't chop him up. So I just hit him with the butt of the gun, and me and my homies rushed this motherfucking ass. And I went to the pen for that.
Oh, so it was actually over, I guess, assault.
It was all they ran all the shit concurrent. My drug case and that case there too.
Okay, so at 20 years old, you're now going to the penitentiary.
Yeah.
So this
For the
is like
first time.
before.
I went to DVI. It was
I
called
think
Tracy.
he was born in 64.
It was like 3,700 inmates, and half the line was Crips. So it was really more Crip. That was like Crip capital of California back then, of the state prison. There's no bloods allowed whatsoever.
So think about this. Don Wells, I don't know, does anybody ever dig up? Does he have? I never fucking looked into it, and I should have. I'm curious to know if Don Wells has a criminal background in California. You're going to hear how prison gangs work. And this was even in Texas with like the pagans. The KKK was very big. And most prisons, especially back then, you had to choose a side, like in order to live in areas like this, bigger cities, just crazy. You might hear my neighbor's kids playing because I shut the air off. Okay.
But there was also the Black Guerrilla family. Was there a faction of that there or not really?
They had like Latif. They had some generals up there, but they didn't really have no soldiers. So they was really, it was our yard. So yeah.
Okay.
And that's when the Crips started taking over the prison system.
Okay.
And the whole prison system was really ours.
Okay. And you said it was like gladiator school.
Yeah, Tracy was. Yeah, about 13 people died within the 3-4 years I was there.
13 people.
About 13 people. Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy.
The first day I hit the yard, the Mexican fall on the knife. Bam! Like, damn, this shit is serious. Behind the wall shit. Yeah. They had a gun tower in the middle of the yard. They fly that thing off all the time. So yeah.
Okay.
Kind of dangerous.
Well, and I guess there are rapes going on as well?
Yeah, but I stayed away from that type of shit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Back then it was only like 8 prisons. You had to really do something to go to prison. They just didn't take everybody to prison. Now there's like 40 prisons. They'll take anybody to fucking prison now. Yeah. And you had to really do something back then to go to prison.
And now you have all the
I'm going to show you
cartels.
how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, 100.
So you get out for your...
Think about what the prisons are like now from back then and how much bigger and widespread violence is and how easy it is to even use the internet for gang violence using like incognito or the dark web, all the shit they do behind the scenes, the government and the people in the blind eye can't, like when you're looking at it, you can't see. Imagine now what them prisons are like with all these gangs. Like, we had the Venezuela gang. Remember a year or two ago, they got busted down in Tennessee. It was a huge gang, which tells you there are cartels down in Tennessee. Crazy shit, man. I'm glad I didn't grow up in, well, I mean, I guess I did, but is where he's talking the 80s. I was born in 77. That's why I think it's important sometimes to go back and listen to some of this stuff, and it's interesting. And my channel's name is Crystal's Crime and Music.
Years later.
Yeah.
You're 24?
Yeah, 24, 25, yeah.
Now, for some people, prison makes them say, I'm not going to do anything more illegal. I'm done. But you went the exact opposite way.
No, it just made me smarter. That's all. Made me street smarter.
You're so smart. For 2 bucks on a live.
Made my thoughts a little bit better.
Okay. And by that time, was crack already out?
Yeah, crack was out. Yeah.
Okay.
Crack was out before I left.
Okay.
You know what I noticed in my area?
Different.
I've been talking to a lot of people out in the community lately. I've been like, because Earl's working up at the Unimart now, I go up and I visit and I hear the stories. And, you know, I'm noticing a trend in my community. I would like to know if any of you are noticing it in yours. It could be a better trend, but not the best trend. I'm seeing a welcome back to crack. Let's call it that. Welcome back to crack in Pittsburgh, Carrick. Welcome back to crack, Carrick. Hey, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people who were using the methamphetamines, which I want to go look up statistics when this year is over and see where we ended. Because I'm noticing, I pay attention to that. I people watch. I talk to people when I'm out. And I'm noticing a lot of people were back to smoking fucking crack, at least in my area. Now, that's better than the meth. However, it still leads to organized crime. And I forgot the other day, I wanted to share a press conference that happened in my state, not just my city. You heard about the emulator killed by dogs? What the hell is that? I didn't hear about that, Moonshine Girl. Not at all. Emu. Oh my God. We'll have to look that up. Okay, let me go. We got 3 minutes left.
When crack hit
Oh, no.
It really messed up our community. And because mothers was neglecting their kids, you know what I'm saying? Fathers weren't, running off on spend their whole paycheck. It was really kind of fucked up our community. And, as I look back at it, I think I was a part of it. And, I asked the Lord to forgive me a few times for that.
I'd interviewed Freeway Ricky.
Yeah.
And he said that he sold crack to his own relatives.
Yeah.
And, he's aware of the damage.
We didn't really know what the dope was going to do. I used to look at cocaine like I look at weed now.
Really?
Yeah.
I might watch some of these other
crack the way you look at weed. Really?
I had never saw a crackhead.
Okay.
It was a time that there wasn't a crackhead.
But after a year or two,
it takes longer than a year.
Really?
Yeah.
How long does someone go from smoking crack to becoming a crackhead?
Well, it's according to who it is. There's people that can function, that keep their job, that can say, you know what, I'm gonna smoke a $10 piece every day. I'm gonna smoke a $20 piece every other day. And then there's the ones who will say, you know what, I've been working on this job for 20 years. I'm tired of this damn job. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna be a dope dealer, smoker, and they just go all the way with it. So it varies on person to person. But I don't think that when it started that we knew that our people were going to get hooked on crack. Because I sold to my people. So
it's my
girlfriend.
We went through this. You guys remember in the 90s?
You did the same thing. You sold drugs to your own family members.
Absolutely.
How many of them became addicts?
It was like a gateway to bigger drugs.
EVE Online is a vast universe.
A lot of them did.
A lot of them did.
But then I helped them get off.
Okay.
The ones who wanted to. Now I got an uncle, he's 70-something years old. He said he don't see no reason to quit smoking crack.
Were you doing stuff like that?
Most people who smoke crack are lifelong crack addicts. We'll look up the statistics one day, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is, and it becomes something that can ruin your life. And you see, even years later, KVD's life is getting ruined over these things he did in the past. You never know when the snake can fucking bite you in the ass, you know? You hold dark secrets and shit happens one day. You think you're a hard ass, you run your mouth, you say something wrong about somebody you shouldn't say something about, and you end up in a situation like KVD. Dude's going to prison finally. What year did Pac die? 96? I can't wait to see this motherfucker go.
No. Once I got out of prison, I didn't really have to touch the stuff no more. Yeah. I didn't really have to touch the stuff I made.
Okay. We're over. I could watch this all day long, but we're going to switch. Switch like Will Smith. Let's go. Let's see. I need to... Give me 1 second, guys. Reset here. So the other day, we started going over the TBI and some of the things they've been doing in efforts for human trafficking. I think it's good to educate ourselves. We're not going to watch many of the videos. We are going to start where we left off. We're going to watch Raising Awareness and Human Trafficking. It has to stop. Wait, didn't we watch these? I think we'll rewatch. I don't know what we watched. So we'll start here at Raising Awareness.
For Christina.
And then we'll watch 1 or 2 more, and then I'm going to continue on with my content about summer.
Meadows, my family moved to Tennessee when I was 8 years old.
Life took a tragic turn when her father left.
It shook my world. And there I was now no longer having my father around. I was looking for somebody to fill a void or something to fill that void.
A couple in Nashville seized on Christina's vulnerability.
I actually believed that they cared about me and that they were my family.
They began by selling alcohol and marijuana to Christina and her teenage friends. Over time, things only got worse.
And finally, when I said yes at 17 to that harder substance, they knew they had me, and I would do anything that they asked me to do in order to get more of that drug.
Mugshots paint the picture. For 2 decades, sex traffickers used Christina to commit crimes in and around Nashville.
I've been to over 23 treatment facilities. I have a 16-page rap sheet. Every charge I got while I was being trafficked.
And she's not alone. It's something the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has worked to understand and address for more than a decade.
The mindset that most people go to when they think of trafficking is they think of the movie Taken.
I like David Roush.
They think of those types of Hollywood versions of what trafficking looks like. It happens, but that's not the type of trafficking we see mostly.
It can look like a family member taking advantage of another, or a child who runs away and gets mixed up in the wrong crowd. In 2025, the TBI made more than 160 arrests and recovered 80 victims. With support from the Lee administration and the General Assembly, TBI doubled the number of agents working these cases and still struggles to keep up with the caseload.
My mind goes to how can we do what we do really well, and that is find these victims and get them out of these situations, get them safe, and get them to a spot where they can turn their lives around and become productive for themselves and for society.
It's an issue that resonates with Stokes Nielsen.
As a parent, you think about that and it makes you want to do something.
a songwriter and producer who toured with Willie Nelson and founded Spirit of the Country, uniting to save lives.
It is a mission for me.
In 2024, he organized a concert to raise awareness about the dangers of fentanyl. And on May 20th, he is once again uniting country stars and fans, this time to raise awareness about human trafficking.
I actually believe in the power of country fans and country listeners. These are great folks, and many of them aren't even aware that this is happening. And I feel like if they become aware, they will do something.
The TBI will be there sharing resources, showing people where they can go to learn more
about what trafficking is, what it's not, and then how to recognize trafficking if you happen to see it.
Because combating this problem starts with education. After all, people like Christina are being victimized right now.
They're humans who have been put in these horrible situations.
And it has to stop.
There are so many people who are fighting against this issue, and we are making impact. You are making impact. It's a big deal.
You know, I appreciate. Oh, that was interesting. TBI cold case. I should look at that one day. I really appreciate that the TBI puts these videos out for us. I like that they have their own channel, and I think that you guys should subscribe because it teaches you things they do. And since we are all so invested in Summer Wells' case, it's a good place to get sources rather than calling them and flooding up phone lines. You get to just go to their websites or their YouTube page. I'm sure they have an Instagram. I know they have a, well, what is it called now? X page. I'm gonna bet they have a TikTok page and I know they have a Facebook page. So if you just go there, and in a lot of places go into the search bar, you could type in what you're looking for a lot of answers that you need answered, and they will tell you right in any one of them sources. Okay. And actually, even on the Summer Wells page at the bottom, for a long time, I haven't checked it, they had human trafficking information that you could have followed. There's a lot of, Google it, Chat GPT it, what the TBI does, what they have done, what things they may be doing in the Summer Wells case that we don't know behind the scenes that they may have used of other tactics in other cases that they have solved. We need to look up what are their statistics of solving missing person cases and drug cases. I actually think come to think of it, they have a whole, on their website, tab where you can see all of their state level arrests of drug traffickers and people they've arrested for drugs. It's quite interesting. I've sat and gotten lost in it a few times. Okay, let's move on to one more video. We'll do maybe, oh, they're short. We'll do maybe two.
It kind of blows my mind, to be honest. And we see everybody from CEOs to migrant workers show up when we do our proactive operations. And just the thought that these people are coming for a child, knowing they're a child, to have sex with them, and knowing that you're one of the multitudes of men that this child has potentially had sex with that day, that week, that month, and not caring. They're seeing this victim as an object to be used, to be bought, to be used, and then discarded as they walk out the room. There's no humanity to it at all. Victims can come from anywhere, any socioeconomic level, mainly because
this is a playlist. We'll let it go for a little bit.
Be the master manipulator. They will be the person that your child might gravitate to through social media, through gaming chats, through any of that type of thing, that then
One of my
traffickers
biggest
look at
worries
and
about
start
squad.
pinpointing very specific things. Oh, your mom didn't give you that brand new Xbox for Christmas, so I can provide that to you. Or it can be as simple as providing transportation to and from a favorite activity or anything along those lines, but they just plant a seed early on and have learned to manipulate that and manipulate a child's psyche to distance from parents and those that care about them into thinking this is the only person that cares and loves for you.
Another thing is too, TBI, because it's a government source, they want you to share this kind of stuff so they don't copyright your channel when you use their good media, the things they want you to put out.
Human trafficking is basically three parts. So you've got a person that's being sold for sex or labor, and then there's an exchange of goods, services, or money for that. And then the third part of that would be force, fraud, or coercion. Now, when it comes to children, there just needs to be the exchange of
I love my
goods,
chat. You guys are so
services, money
friendly with each
for
other.
either
Thank
that
you,
sex
Lori
or
Ann,
labor,
for
because
welcoming
by being a
people.
child, that force, fraud, or coercion is already applied. So it's very similar to sex trafficking. You're going to have a person that's being coerced or forced into working for little to no pay, or to pay off a debt that seems to be impossible to pay off. Could be withheld, having their papers, documents that allow them to be in the country, or any identifying documents like that being withheld from them and being paid very little. So it's very similar. You have an individual, there's work being done, and there's a force, fraud, or coercion going on to keep that person in that work situation.
So sad. Thank you, Lori Ann, so much.
It's a horrible lifestyle for someone to be forced into. And I think keeping that in mind and realizing that if you have some problem, that as a male, that whether that be you have a problem at home and you think going to find an escort or something like that online is going to solve, it's not. And more
My
than
husband
likely,
needs to
the
listen to
police
this.
might be
Oh, if
involved.
you're out there
So
listening.
I think really just keeping that kind of human viewpoint and having a self-awareness that if you need help, seek it out, whether that be through your church, through a community group, through a counselor, whatever, before getting online and trying to solicit sex from especially a minor, let alone anyone.
Any man who out there has a fucking issue and you got to get on these damn datelines, let me fucking tell you that you ain't turning no fucking woman on, but somebody who's already probably being used for one, sex trafficking, for two, money, for three, drugs, for four, to be recorded to put on the porn channels that you people watch, drugged. You don't know what these women are going through. And it is fucking completely damn disgusting for a good woman that will hold you up to hear that you're going to these kind of fucking disgusting ass fucking women for sex, for relationships. For instance, if you're a 47-year-old man, well, 45, You don't go to a woman who's 31 years old that has a history of being with men as old as you. That is disgusting. She's looking for a fucking pimp daddy. So little chickie can go around and say she's Little Miss Independent all the fuck she wants, but really what she is a fucking whore. Ruining a grandfather's life. And that's why your ass is out of the fucking house. You get it yet? You don't want to come on YouTube and answer questions, Earl Sims? Then I'll just come out here and tell the people myself my thoughts on the disgusting, perverted shit you do as I educate other men who watch. Because nobody who is a real woman on this earth would want a man that goes after a pervert. However, let's do one more video.
When one hears trafficking, a lot of times you think being abducted out of the parking lot in a big white van and sold to some sex trafficking ring overseas somewhere. That does happen, but it's a very, very, very small percentage. It's usually in a hotel or a motel, or sometimes it's out of their own home. It could be
This is what
something
Fred's
that's more
been
family
talking
oriented.
about.
A lot of times it's early grooming from people they know or may not know, but early grooming, then a introduction into some sort of drug or something like heroin a lot of times that is used to then control a lot of the actions of that child. And we're talking possibly 10 to 15 years old when they're starting this and just starting to live a life of living out of a bag, eating nothing but fast food,
cocaine,
potentially having sex with 10, 12 people
like
a
my
day
friend Lisa who's
for
missing.
5, 6, sometimes even 7 days a week, and not knowing where they're at, not knowing what city they're in, not knowing how they're getting to the next place. They just are being told and controlled in every facet of
My
their life.
sister's been in that situation with him. I've literally watched it with my own fucking eyes. Called Canton Police Department and they did nothing about it. Okay. And my husband's girlfriend's sister's pimp is the one who told me how to find her, who was selling ecstasy to my husband, or at least trying to. My husband didn't say he bought it, but he was trying to sell ecstasy to my husband in 2017. So I am that fucking bitch of a wife if you're doing some kind of perverted fucking disgusting shit behind my back and you won't say something or help me, then I'm going to come out here and tell the people what I have discovered about you that could possibly connect to either one, my best friend, or two, Summer Wells as well, and why Chester is no longer on this earth, Earl. So I hope you're listening, and sorry about your luck. Hey, Trial Junkie, how are you? Thank you for being here. I hope you will rewind and watch my Tupac content. I'm going to try to cover that as well because Keefe D's trial is coming up. All right, so let's move on. I told you guys I would come back where we left off on part 2 of Dawn Wells. All right, trial. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Wendy G. Okay.
Drugs and everything else. Yeah. Legally. You kidnap kids.
Let me say to you, the other day, I told you guys I left a comment on one of their videos. They left a heart on the comment. However, they did not respond. I do hope they will take my invitation to panel and talk about their interview with us, the ones who have been following Summer from the beginning, so that we could either decide, do we want to welcome them to the community or where we think they are. I think it's going to be an unbiased conversation I want to have with them. I've given a lot of my thoughts. Today, my thoughts are going to be strictly on what Dawn and Candace say during this interview.
That's how they took our boys.
Yeah.
They took them clear across the freaking country and then offered us a gas card. And so I'd have to take off 2 days of work just to go visit our boys. And then they made it.
So they took them clear across the country. We don't know where the boys were taken. And yesterday I had shown you that Clyda Trent came and got them night one. Did somebody in Clyda's family or somebody in Ogden, Utah, have custody of the boys for a little while? Do they still have custody? How did the boys get separated? Why is Josie in a foster home separate, being sold like a dog? I think it's fucking gross as shit for any DCF. That's where I have my problem with DCF. They know Summer's missing, and you're going to advertise him like a puppy dog that's in a fucking pound. I'm not okay with states and agencies doing that. To me, that is like selling a child. However, that's just my opinion.
It seemed like it was such a drag that they had to go take off from their normal life to go visit the parents, you know, and I could tell they were changing them. They put all three of them on drugs.
They're under the bathroom.
Yeah, they make it impossible to get your kids back.
They still paying attention.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Well,
I really honestly believe that CPS definitely has something to do with Summer's disappearance. They're capable of adopting her out. They know they have all the contacts and everything else in the corrupt world. I mean, what's that guy that had the island? I can't remember.
Yeah, Epstein.
Epstein. Okay, all them kids that were there, all them young girls, they were adopted kids.
Do you hear from the law enforcement?
Sorry. I haven't covered Epstein in a while, but when I get to come back to StreamYard with the Tupac stuff, maybe I'll mix it up a couple days a week. I want to go back and cover that because I agree that things like Epstein in smaller doses or maybe even larger or things that could connect one day in a roundabout way could be happening. For instance, I tell you about the boat shop, Fantasy Boats, that was in Glassport in the 1980s, early 90s, and they were, I'm not going to speculate, I'll say in my opinion, human trafficking all of my friends, and I literally watched it with my own eyes. And I told you I shared that with you the other day. I possibly think that's why my friend Lisa is missing when I shared you her picture like 2 days ago. Something like that. I need to trim that segment, and I'm going to try to remember to trim that segment and make that a video so that we can go back to that and listen when it comes to me and why I think the way I do. And I agree with Dawn in this moment that yeah, it could be a bigger picture, but does it include DCF? No, I don't know. But do I agree with everything DCF does? Fuck no. What they did with Josie, in my opinion, was completely disgusting. It was disturbing, and it shouldn't happen to any child. When you put something on the internet, that's there forever. Somebody can clip it and bring it out 50 years from now if something happens. That's like selling a kid. I agree with that. Please adopt me. Like, how fucking gross. Especially with all the people I know, fact, including Matt, has reached out to adopt Josie. There are people out there that want him, so why are you advertising him? Is it a way to get people to come and donate to your adoption agency, to wherever Josie is? Because I'm sure there's a million people out there that have gone for the Wells kids. Especially during this case. Yeah, Rain, the answer. It just does make me curious about DCF, but not just in Tennessee, but all over the place. Maybe one day we should research how many adoption agencies put their children out like that, because that's so embarrassing for the child, in my opinion, and especially a child who has a missing sister and is known worldwide. Everybody talks about the Wells boys. That's so fucking gross to me. I'm sure he's not going to fucking appreciate that when he's our age. That's going to torment him for the rest of his damn life. But I gotta run to the bathroom and make a cup of coffee. You guys leave your thoughts in the comments. If I miss anything, I'll be back to all my content a million times.
Any?
I don't hear nothing from
No,
sorry sons of bitches.
No more.
I don't want to hear from them.
Yeah.
Not Hawkins County. I don't trust none of them.
So you
And
don't.
the thing of it is CPS has been kidnapping kids all these years. Ronnie Loss has been sheriff I don't know how many years. I wonder how many kids have been legally kidnapped under his sheriff badge or whatever. That's all Hawkins County's about. That's how they make their money.
And so nobody's giving you any updates or telling you there are any suspects that they know of or anything like that.
Oh, and they ain't going to.
Wow.
As far as I can tell, they ain't even looked into CPS. They're the largest child trafficking network in the entire world.
That's insane.
Well, we ain't gonna hold you up.
I know they're responsible for it. I know they're behind it.
You've been very nice to
but
us.
we can't go up there and question them. You can't. Well, CPS is higher than FBI.
Donnie, you said a while ago that y'all had passed a polygraph. Is that a fact? I mean, that is a fact.
Yeah, we both passed.
And they told you passed it.
Yeah, I had the paper, but the jail stole it from me.
Yeah. And who did the sheriff's department or state police? TBI gave you that. Yeah. It was from their examiner.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, that's a strong statement to make.
Has her paper, but the jail stole mine.
And it said inconclusive, or it said was truthful, or
that we both passed.
Wow.
So we were telling the truth. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're right. A lot of times, if the person's not, if they're, it's a incomplete test, or
right,
they'll say it like that. But very seldom will they just come out and say, "Yeah, you're telling the truth." They'll leave it.
Right.
So that's definitely.
But, in the YouTube world, basically, that don't mean a whole lot.
Well, I think it does as a police officer.
Right.
I mean, you can't put your whole case on a polygraph.
We spent 2 days taking polygraph.
Yeah.
Really?
But
2 days.
And
the first day we'd been up for 3 or 4 days, just thinking about Summer being hurt, physically hurt.
Everything's running through your mind.
So we couldn't sleep for days. So when they get in there and they get you to calm down. You sit there for a while, so your heart rate goes to nothing, and we'd both fall asleep.
Yeah.
So we couldn't do the test the first day. So we got some rest and went back, and we both done the test again.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
We promise a 10-fold refund if it doesn't work.
We promise a 10-fold refund if it doesn't work.
We promise a 10-fold refund if it doesn't work. Traditional dentures.
Yeah, I mean, the corruption in family court and DCS has gotten so out of hand, and it's all about the almighty dollar. They don't.
Yeah.
It's bad. CPS breaks every commandment.
Well, that's what she said a while ago about YouTube, and of course, YouTube. There are a lot of big YouTubers. We're not big YouTubers. We don't.
I walk back into the damn room, and here he is. They break every commandment. Listen, I agree. Oh, I got water on my face. My hands were still wet. I agree that the DCF makes money. I agree that they get governmental grants and a lot of money. However, I don't agree that it works the way Dawn says it works. There are, I read to you guys the other day, and I still have it up, and let's just quickly go through it again. Some of Dawn's remarks here, some of his claims about DCF are extremely disprovable. This is a good question, and it's important to separate what is documented from what has been rumored. Was Hawkins County, Tennessee, removing more children through CPS during COVID than ever before? I cannot find evidence that Hawkins County has experienced a record-breaking increase in child removals during COVID. Tennessee has published child welfare statistics, but there is no report showing Hawkins County has an unprecedented spike in removals in 2020 and 2021. In fact, many states saw fewer reports of abuse during lockdowns, largely because teachers, doctors, and others who are mandated reporters had less contact with children, not necessarily because the abuse decreased. Now, however, something different than that I thought about in Summer's case is the fact we do know that Dawn and Candace did have DCF involvement. However, because of COVID, my bet is there were a lot of canceled appointments. There was a stop for a long period of time. DCF had to follow code. There could be lots of reasons. I don't believe we hear Allison and Jody Sue and others, I can't remember who, claim that John would duck DCF. Dawn would stay at work. He would bring milk in a refrigerator, put the milk outside. It was odd to him. He would say DCF is coming and he can't be at home. There was a clip where John had said Dawn had called off work, like the whole Dobbs situation. We need to go over that one day, where John gives a little timeline of how Dawn called work off the Sunday prior to Summer going missing. We hear Jeremy Pill, who is a Dykes son-in-law, Stanley Dykes son-in-law, state that Dawn was out there 2 days or a few days prior to Summer going missing, that he was cutting down trees, and it was odd, like never before. He's never seen that. We hear Jody Sue say when she was walking around searching for Summer, she never seen a path like that before where the tree cutters cut. Maybe Jody thought it was the tree cutters because Dawn confused it and did it at the same time as the tree cutters. Dawn has also told me a message that Ricky Crawford was up on a hill cutting trees for him right before Summer went missing. Now, I've shared all this with you before. One day I'll pull it out again, but right now I'm not. But Dawn's claims, you could watch my live the other day. This is just a quick overview about DCF. Even their $9.2 billion or whatever is false. However, does DCF make money off of children? That'll be my next research. Let me write it down. How much? How is the funding? One of the things that bothers me is besides DCF, hold on. And I'm going to show you in a minute. (501c3s) that come in and help DCF remove children. I'm going to show you one that has been used during Summer's case, donated to through Karma Mama and Gabble Geeks. A few other means.
Hulu and HBO Max, the best in entertainment in one bundle. This world goes deep.
In 2014, I knew nothing about foster care. I didn't know what DCS stood for. I didn't know anything about the plight of the children as they enter the system. All I knew is that I was supposed to adopt. Week 7 of that foster care training, they had us meet in the Department of Children's Services. And we were sitting in a conference room and there were no windows. And the gentleman leading the class said, when a child is removed from their home, they come here. And I looked around this room that was far from inviting, and I thought, surely he's wrong. And so I raised my hand and I said, I'm sorry, sir, but when you mean a child comes here, what do you actually mean? And he said, a little girl slept in this room last night. And in that moment, God said, these are my children, Rhonda. What are you going to do? How do you bring a child into your home? You can't halfway love a child. You're going to love them 100%. And even though you don't know that's in you, it is. And then the court call and say, they have to go back. That scared us to death. But I never will forget the moment that we both were like, it's not about us. This might not turn out the way we want it to turn out at all, but Isaiah still needs a mama today. And Isaiah still needs a daddy today. We had this moment and God showed up with joy, and God showed up and blessed our efforts, because that's what he's calling all of us to do, is get outside ourselves and get outside our fears. And when we do, when we stand in that place of unknown, that's where he is. And that's what we found through foster care. Every aspect of this community got behind and got excited about what if there was a home. So when we headed out into Carter County with this dream of what if there was a house, a few things happened. I got my first ever Facebook page. I'd never been on the Facebook. So we started posting and sharing, and people started liking and sharing, and all of a sudden there was like this social media craze right here in our little Carter County bubble. And then we decided to sell some t-shirts. We had 100 orders in 30 minutes. And I probably believed somewhere that this was a one-time, wow, Carter County, what a cool place to live. And then Greene County did the same thing. And then Washington County did it. And then Sullivan County did it. And now Blunt's doing it, and Rutherford and Knox. It's like once the community is aware that not in some far off land, not somebody else's children, the children of your community feel unloved and feel that there's no hope. And once the community is made aware, the entire community gets behind it. As we move forward, our mission stays the same. No child sits in a cubicle or a conference room. No child feels alone or hopeless on that day of removal. That is our mission. And it started as a mission for no child in Carter County. It's turned into a mission of no child throughout the state of Tennessee. And if I'm honest, and it scares me, it's a mission of no child anywhere.
Ready? Here we go. Okay, first day, PV and J. Drop off, crust off, lunchbox, mom rocks, math test, recess, new friend fun. Backpack, quick snack, I'm back done. Give a little Sarah Lee love.
That is our theme song. I was so excited when they called and said we could have a song. That is the theme song for Isaiah 117 House. Love, you're not alone, because I'm going to stand by you. This is my first ever Child Advocacy Days, and I can't get over the energy in the room. And I know you know what I'm talking about, because I'm surrounded by people that know the needs of our children, see the needs, know the stories, want to help. And so when you talk to someone that knows it and sees it and wants to help, they get it. You see it in their eyes, they get it. And so I cannot wait to tell you the story of Isaiah 117 House, because I know you're going to get it. Before I can tell you about the ministry,
I don't know if it's her, but we have a Rhonda that was running around fucking with Jody Sue, playing games with Scott H. I think at one point Music City Mom, Gavel Krama. This woman's name is Rhonda. She is the owner of Isaiah 117. What you hear here is how she built this foundation. Is it a good foundation? I beg to differ. I don't know. I don't run her taxes. I don't look into her agency. Here's what I see wrong with it. 1, Isaiah 117. In the United States, there's supposed to be a separation between government and religion. You are at this point pushing religion down children. You're taking into their throats. You're bringing them into your home, into this home you have built on DCF property. You go with them and you're donated very expensive cars in your new built house. You help to remove the children, buckling them into your car. It is ran by volunteers, nobody with licenses, nobody with any experience that we know other than adoption. So then that makes it an adoption club, right? Has TT adopted a child? I have heard Athie has. Athie played games with Krama and Gavel. They were donating, or somebody was donating, I can't remember who it was, money during the vigils to Isaiah 117. They are an entity of DHS, CPS, CYF, whatever the fuck you call it, wherever the fuck you're from. They are governmentally funded and ran by donations. They take in tons of donations. They have open sectors all over America now. And it didn't take them long. Just not even a year before Summer went missing, or a couple years. They started. They are now in Texas, Ohio, all over the fucking place. But the very first office they opened, leaving Tennessee, was up here in Butler County, where some of the leaked phone call people, and We Can Bring You Hope, are from, where they talk about the son playing basketball and, oh, we have to go to this fundraising thing, in their leaked call. I have to coincide the dates, but it was pretty close to the exact same time that these people were moving into Butler County, Pennsylvania, and holding a fundraiser basketball event at one of the Butler high schools. They are also stationed in Butler. Butler is a rural area. It is not, it's like countryside. It's Pittsburgh's countryside is what it is, right next to us, one of them. And very small group. Actually, my friend told me a story today that he knew some people that were, he had gone to Butler, and somebody had gone through something called Catholic Charities. And Catholic Charities had given these people free bus tickets because they have tons of funding, and they have too much funding. They have to find ways to use it. So they gave this couple free bus tickets to get to another state. Okay. So they can take in tons and tons of funding. In these smaller counties or even big counties with a smaller population, like here in Pennsylvania, Forest County would be another one. My mother had gotten Section 8 one time. She moved out of McKeesport. She moved up to Forest County because I have family up there. And she had Section 8 in 2 days. Whereas in the city of Pittsburgh, you have to wait years, sometimes 10, 20 years to get even a spot on the waiting list for them to open Section 8 up. So when you go to these smaller rural counties from another state opening shit in DCF, I have to question. I actually have a friend, a sister of a friend who worked in a DCF office. Hey, Aaron Wilhelm, you out there? I'd like to question you if you know some of these people. It's very easy to get state funding. It's very easy to get donations and hide donations and buy big cars and build big houses and remove children. So to me, that's robbery. Pittsburgh, Allegheny County needed what they were willing to open more than a small county around me, and especially one that's connected directly to the We Can Bring You Hope people having leaked calls at a basketball game that somebody's son's fucking playing in. So if y'all wanted to hear my proof, you can go look it up. I've showed it way years ago when I was being trashed and sued. However, I think it needs to be out there because these people were also collecting donations in the name of Summer Wells. Okay, let's go back to Dawn.
Have that bigger subscribers. We don't have that bigger market on my channel, my own personal channel. I don't even have it monetized because people say, well, he just had Phil McCoy. He's just saying this trying to sell books. We don't sell no books. We don't sell. We don't. I'm not monetized on my channel just so people can't say, well, it's all about the money, because you're exactly right. Money is the root of all evil. I mean, there's no.
And
now,
CPS is at the top of the list as far as that goes.
I don't understand. The last time you had any dealings with TBI, what was their last remarks to you? Did they say we suspect you? Did they say we think she's been kidnapped? Did they say?
Well, they, just like all of Hawkins County and TBI and stuff. I mean, they make you feel real uneasy and everything. They make.
Well, that's part of play. We do that.
They make it look like you're the guilty party kind of thing.
Yeah.
They won't listen to anything you got to say.
Sure.
What I'm trying to tell y'all, they don't want to hear that.
Yeah. And some people get in that mindset that, and again, we get in that mindset because, like we talked about a while ago, the little Jaden Spicer, the mother actually killed her child. So we get in that mindset because it happens so often that
I'd like to share some pictures with you if you got a minute.
Oh, we don't want to bother you.
Well, no, you're fine. I would just like to show you what our family was like before CPS got
we'd love to see them. We'd love for you to.
All right with her.
We'd love for you to show. I wish she understood us better. I think as a mother and everything, she would.
It's the stuff like that I like to see from the Wells. That's the stuff they should be doing. However, I do think Candace should be sitting by his side showing those pictures. We have seen Candace do that prior on Daisy's, and is this a tactic because Dawn knows it tugs at heartstrings? They've done this before. But let's watch.
See, we're fair. Yeah. Now listen, if you say something that's derogatory or something that's not, that I say, whoa.
However, it's not wrong.
I don't think Fred won't say I don't think it's. But see, so far you've been as kind and nice and straightforward with me as anybody could want you to be.
I'm trying to be a better person.
I think that Sheila and I are the same way. I think people should treat people the way they want to be treated. Our main goal right here, right now, should be, where is Summer?
That's right.
Don't worry about you. Don't worry about her.
Right.
Don't worry about people's personalities or attitudes. Don't worry about YouTube. Where is Summer? Is there somebody out there that may watch mine and Sheila's video and say, hey, we've seen these other YouTubers. We don't like them, but there's something about these two. We think they're sincere. Let's try to help. Or let's tell Donnie this, or let's drop a note here. We never know what God's got in store.
That's right.
We never know what the future.
Okay, so they're religious like Dawn. That probably tugged at Dawn a little bit. Um, is that something Hatfield and McCoy already knew that would work? Is it? I haven't looked at their channel yet. Do they push religion a lot? Those are things I look at. Um, I don't like this tactic. Maybe you can. Maybe you can. To me, that's fast talk. I still think they should have called ahead of time. Dawn, like I said, is friendly. He will talk to you in Messenger if he feels the need to or wants to. I just don't like how they were already up on the land recording before they even asked Dawn, could they record? It's icky to me. I don't know.
Maybe it might be the very person they watch a video and they say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and at least let Donnie and, what was her name? Candace. I'm going to let Donnie and Candace know that Summer's okay. I'm going to at least call these YouTubers, 606-669-0364, and tell them that Summer's okay. She's doing good. Quit worrying about her. We may never get a call, but wouldn't it be something if we call you in a week or two and say, hey, Donnie, guess what? So, yeah, we'd like to see any pictures you got. If you can work it out with Candace and she's agreeable, that would be great. I want people to see the other side.
But yeah, when they took them 300,000 Mexican children from their parents and then adopted them all out, that was a pretty good indication of what they're capable of right there. Border was wide open. They bring in, drugs and everything in. They probably took my daughter across the border.
Yeah, anything's possible.
The fact that Dawn, let's see if I can find it. Brings up the border was wide open. I want to show you where my daddy's from. Oh, let me see if I can find. I want you to take this the fuck in as to why I have concerns about my father and my family. When you get to where Jonathan Lee Rich's points at the end of this road, I want you to take a deep breath and think about what Dawn's saying. Do I agree with the tactics or how, or that it ain't possible, or the rugs weren't run through and it's more of a money thing? When I show you about the trailer with my friend Lisa that I want searched, JLR, I'm begging you for your help, since you have access to my father's land and money to do so. I am literally begging you to find out which trailer was fucking his. I know it had solar panels on the fucking top. To take the police there and to have them search this trailer for meth making materials, because it may help find my friend Lisa. However, think about what he's saying with Summer and all my connections down there. I know of two big ones, both tied to organized crime, one being in a cartel area.
A new era of American shipbuilding is here.
We're over budget again.
Wait, didn't the Cooper switch to Tello and cut their phone bill in half? Look, unlimited everything. Jonathan
Why I think I'm silenced. Part of it.
Lee Riches Investigates. I am covering the border migrant crisis. I am in California on the U.S.-Mexican border, just north of a Mexican community called Pedregal. And this is a remote area. It's out here literally.
It's actually right near or in Winter Haven, California is what it is. It is Noble's Knob or whatever the fuck the name of it is, but it is very close to Winter Haven and Yuma, Arizona. It is on the border of Yuma and Arizona.
In the combination of desert and mountains. I want to take you on a road because the border is not, doesn't look like it's secure around here. I'm going to take you on a dirt road right here to the Mexican border, and then you can see for yourself. And then you can also see the terrain and just how remote it is out here. It's very, very remote. Check it out.
You all see the mountains behind my friend and Bart fucking motherfucking Elder. The bitch. Come on, bitch. You all see the mountains behind him? We just drove past them on JLR's channel. That is the Colorado River.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
In 800 feet, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived.
Sand dunes are great for dirt bikes. Right, Clark? Thank you. You mean double money. We're getting to the end. Thank you for being there. And keeping it open. My father told me he would run drugs over this border. He would ride his dirt bike into this. It's not
wall is
good.
open. The border wall. See what's going on there. It's the border wall, folks. Border wall in Mexico is open.
Take a breath, guys. Breathe it in. See that?
Let me show you exactly where I'm at.
You're going to look over.
So you
He's
can
going to
clearly
zoom in, and
see
you're
the
going to
border
see
wall
dirt
is
bike.
open over there. There is the border wall, canal, no border patrol around, and it is open. It is open over there. So I don't know what's going on in this location here. You can't go there much farther with a car because it's like this body of water. But over there, border wall is
You see the
open
dirt bike tracks?
right into Mexico. So that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Subscribe to my channel, like, hit the notification button. I'm just about 10 minutes west of Yuma, Arizona. We will talk soon. I'm in California. Stay tuned.
I would like the police to go to that land. I would like the police to find my father's exact property on that land. And I would like the police to search the fuck out of that property and his property in Mexico. He has an apartment and an ice cream shop. I would like all three places searched. Thank you. El Dongones, Mexico. It's a dental town. Let's share another one of these videos.
Trafficking's happening everywhere in the state at any given time, and it can be happening to people you know, to people you know's children or friends or anything. If you're not trying to educate yourself and know about this, who's going to help that child? Who's going to help that person? If you don't care, who else is going to care? The people that we are helping, these trafficking victims, are being forced to do this one way or another. They're put into this lifestyle not on their own. This isn't a choice. This is something that they're being made to do. And I think now, with a little more understanding, with the ability to get awareness out, I think now's what better time than now.
What is human trafficking? It isn't men snatching girls in parking lots. It's girls and women, boys and men, forced, tricked, groomed. Sold for sex or forced to work by someone, maybe even family. Profiting from their pain. It quietly happens every day in every part of Tennessee. But don't just watch out for yourself. We need you to watch out for warning signs of trafficking. Know what to do if you spot them, even if it's a stranger. Learn more at ithastostop.com.
¿Qué es tráfico de humanos? No son los hombres que se roban a las niñas en los estacionamientos. Son las niñas, mujeres, niños y hombres forzados y engañados, vendidos por sexo o forzados a trabajar por alguien más, tal vez incluso por la misma familia, aprovechando su dolor. Sucede silenciosamente todos los días en todas las partes de Tennessee. Necesitamos estar atentos a las señales de advertencia de tráfico de humanos. Sepas qué hacer si los ves, incluso si es un extraño. Aprenda más en ithastostop.com.
Very short. Okay, that you need to do more than that. Let me go back. So I shared this one the other day. Oh.
What is human trafficking?
Human trafficking is unfortunately very prevalent in the state of Tennessee, but we're not unique. It's prevalent throughout this country. And in Tennessee specifically, the types of trafficking that we have experienced, obviously the one that most people pay attention to is sex trafficking.
It isn't men snatching girls in parking lots. It's girls and women, boys and men, forced, tricked, groomed. Sold for sex or forced to work by someone, maybe even family. Profiting from their pain.
what we see is it is a unfortunate situation where individuals take advantage of family members, and they see it as an opportunity for economics, and they will traffic a loved one, frankly. There's also the horrible and egregious nature of labor trafficking. And that is certainly something that is also happening in large numbers in Tennessee.
It quietly happens every day in every part of Tennessee. But don't just watch out for yourself. We need you to watch out for warning signs of trafficking.
Getting educated, learning about the signs of trafficking, understanding what that means and what it is, receiving some training in that space.
Know what to do if you spot them, even if it's a stranger. Learn more at ithastostop.com.
I'm gonna move on to something I thought of while we were sitting here watching this. Something I spoke about earlier. Venezuelan gang Trendy Agua was arrested in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chattanooga is where a lot of the James Light medical prescription with the Thomas Lang, and all that took place. I think maybe we should watch a couple of these short videos.
What is it about the Burger King original chicken sandwich? It starts with the bite. Crisp.
Be charged in connection with a human trafficking operation in Chattanooga.
Fox 17 News' Kylie Walker joining us live from the state capitol with more on Trendy Agua and the governor's reaction to this arrest. Kylie?
Earlier this month, the TBI warned of the growing TDA gang in major Tennessee cities. So after this arrest, I wanted to dig more into the potential impacts this could have on Nashville. The man arrested in Chattanooga is Adelvis Rodriguez Carmona. He's a known member of Trendy Agua with a history of violent crimes in Chicago and New York City.
TBI has determined and discovered and has enough intelligence to know where these folks are operating and are beginning to make arrests. We hope that they can finish that job.
Governor Lee believes there will be more positive changes with a new administration next year. In the meantime, the TBI has asked for more money to tackle these issues in 2025. Any update on the budget request?
We'll be processing budget requests really over the next 6 weeks before the budget is due, but we'll look hard at TBI's requests.
On November 15th, the TBI told Fox News that TDA was operating in Knoxville, Memphis, Chattanooga, and Nashville, but provided little detail. Since then, I've contacted the TBI multiple times requesting more information
Knoxville,
on and specifics
Memphis,
on where this gang is.
Chattanooga.
They have not answered these questions.
Yes, the public does need to know details.
Matthew Murphy, who lives in Middle Tennessee, founded Operation Lightshine in 2020 to combat child exploitation and trafficking after his sister was abducted in Memphis and later killed.
The cartel is more sophisticated than our own government.
He now works with governors and law enforcement nationwide through Sentinel Foundation to target traffickers. Have you heard anything about TDA Trendy Agua?
Maybe we could talk about them one day, Rain Dancer.
And you know, they're tied into cartels, of course, and they're violent. They're evil.
We will have more of a lengthy interview with Murphy and everything that he's done over the years to combat human trafficking on our YouTube page, Fox Nashville. For now, reporting near the Capitol, Kylie Walker, Fox 17 News, your Code Red State.
Leaders are warning of this. A dangerous gang from Venezuela that's being seen in all major cities in Tennessee.
Well, the TBI says they've been aware of this gang for years now, but now there's an uptick in activity over the last few months.
Our Sam Luther joining us here. Concerning trends, Sam, state leaders want to see this solved.
Yeah, guys, these are gangs formed from Venezuelan prisons that 2 years ago started showing up in Tennessee. Organized crime focusing on human trafficking that the TBI says is now once again being seen in the volunteer state.
So, where Millersville is, they're having a lot of problems with this gang. Lisa Key Linda Cutshaw were involved in the murder billboards in that area. They were billboards to attack police for unaliving children, their children, for other reasons. That's why Linda came in. The police officer there, he was doing shady shit on YouTube. He was removed from office. He was searched. He's a very Trumparian, I would say. I've covered it before, but it's worth looking into when it comes to these Venezuelan gangs. Do I think they had anything to do with Summer? No, but you hear them say that they operate in Knoxville. So, where is Dawn taking Fred?
So I want to start off this morning just talking about some concerning trends.
TBI Director David Rausch meeting with the governor, sharing new information about Tren de Aragua,
a Venezuelan gang that is being seen more and more prevalent.
TBI says it's a gang started in a Venezuelan prison 2 years ago. Their members with distinct tattoos were spotted in Tennessee, known primarily for abducting and bringing Venezuelan women to the United States and Tennessee.
In that operation, we recognized a number of the members here trafficking females that they have abducted.
For more than a year, there hasn't been a concern, arresting some and investigators not spotting any more of their criminal activity until recently.
They're back in all of our major cities. They are running human trafficking operations. That's where they start.
TBI didn't offer specifics on instances on recent criminal behavior or exactly where this gang has been spotted, saying they've been connected to human trafficking, organized retail theft, and drug crimes across the state.
They will and they have taken on the cartel head on. And so they have, and they're very.
Do you hear how it's more than human trafficking? That they have retail theft and they have drug trafficking going on as well. So when you look at gang members and look at some of the things Dawn says and listen to Candace's hoax call, you hear them talking about this sort of organized crime, correct? I'm going to let you finish this and we'll go to Candace's hoax call.
Very violent in their efforts.
Adding that every metro area in every big city in the state is believed to have these gang members in them, saying their crimes, including murder, can happen at any time of the day.
They do not hesitate to attack these their opponents in public in broad daylight.
Again, the TBI director says every major city and metro area in the state, they're using their data and intel to come to that conclusion. As for here in Knoxville, KPD says, as well as the Knox County Sheriff's Office, they both tell me tonight, guys, that they are aware that this gang does exist, but both told me tonight that they are not aware of any active gang members from that one specifically being in this area. Not now or really ever from what they tell me, but it's something that they're certainly aware of and are monitoring for.
Boy, that is concerning, but it's not something that should be surprising. Sam, thanks a lot.
Pedro, that's all I know, Pedro.
She's not.
Storm the Capitol. That's all I know.
Wow.
Over the Mexican mafia stuff.
Did Donnie ever come into some money that you knew about or anything?
About $80,000. said, hey, anytime over the Mexican mafia, you know,
No, unless
they're gonna kill him.
Huh?
The Mexico, they're gonna kill him.
The drug cartel, is that what you said? They're gonna kill him, they're gonna hurt him?
Yeah.
Well,
But you ought to know that these hills and these hollers have eyes and have ears. And you know, pretty much when you act a fool late at night, you ain't the only one seeing it.
but if you...
I'm always stand behind him. I'm like Doin said 20 children the mafia cartel. The children network, the people. Okay. They're mad at him. They're very mad at him. He said 20 children out of the mafia, and they're mad at him. I guess, I don't know. Somebody working on FBI. Yeah, and save a bunch of the Mexican mafia. And they asked him. I want my home, my kids back. I don't know anything about Donnie or whatever went on with the cartel. I don't know anything about that. I've never heard about it until now.
Right.
Guys tried to save 20 children. And he's working with their life. They're killing him. They're trying to kill him.
Hmm. Yeah, Candace, he hasn't said nothing to me, so I don't know what's going on. I mean, I did read about that, about him owing money to people, but I just thought it was just another rumor, you know?
It's top secret, I guess. There's no more either. I know where my babies are.
Don't worry about your boys because your boys are safe, you know?
I missed a couple parts. I have this cut somewhere else. I was putting parts in and missing parts when I did this. She said, I just want to know where my babies are. We're going to cut this here at that part. That's enough. But what I'm going to do next is that night, Candace was talking about people beating Dawn up. Chase was riding through Ben Hill and all the area, Jonesboro, stating, you heard to know the hills have eyes. Chasing a neighbor the following day, there was a whole mix-up. Was Donnie arrested by the police? No, I'm going to bet. They put that call out. Chris McDonough called Hawkins County, gave them the recording. They came to question Dawn. While they came to question him, before they came, the police were called. Bill Benton was beating Dawn's ass for some reason. Maybe because Fred released something. I don't fucking know. But what I would like you to listen to is this next.
I know Vicky Dykes. She hung around Vicky Dykes there for a while.
Vicky Dykes.
Yeah, I don't think that she's been questioned or nothing, but she hadn't lived around. She used to live when you get there in the holler and you turn up the main road.
Mm-hmm.
The first house on the left. That's where they hung out a lot. Wales used to go out there and drink with Vicky's old man, which is Bill Benton. See.
So Dawn Wells, in that interview with Hatfield and McCoy, said a house around the corner, pointing to Beach Creek, where he used to go, where they sold rugs. He was never there. That's Bill Benton's house and Vicky Dykes. I want you to continue to listen to Fred.
He got arrested down here.
Bill Benton?
About 6 months ago or so. After Wells's.
Really?
Yeah.
For what? 6 months ago?
Yeah, about 6 months ago.
After someone went missing? For what?
They had a party or something. What I gathered or heard, you know, they've had some kind of party or something other, and I don't know. They supposed to like 5 or 6 of them beat him up or something and called law on him or something.
And this was at 110? This was at 110 Ben Hill?
Yeah.
Bill Benton.
Yeah.
Did Donnie ever come into some money that you knew about or anything?
About $80,000. I don't know.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
They're gonna kill him.
Huh?
They're gonna kill him. They're gonna hurt him.
The drug cartel, is that what you said? They're gonna kill him, they're gonna hurt him?
Yeah.
Well,
these people, Donnie, or whatever, went on with the cartel. But don't know anything about that. I've never anybody to come out.
Right, right. Yeah, I know you don't, Candace, and that's
Him. They're trying to kill him. And they're beating Donnie up.
the cops. The cops are beating Donnie up. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they're gonna beat him up, Candace. I think they probably.
They are.
From all of it.
I know Vicky Dykes. She hung around Vicky Dykes there for a while.
Vicky Dykes.
Yeah, I don't think that she's been questioned or nothing, but she hadn't lived around. She used to live when you get there in the holler and you turn up the main road, the first house on the left. That's where they hung out a lot. Wales used to go out there and drink with Vicky's old man, which is Bill Benton. See, he got arrested down here.
Bill Benton?
About 6 months ago, so at the Waleses.
Really?
Yeah.
For what? 6 months ago?
Yeah, that's 6 months ago.
After someone went missing? For what?
They had a party or something. What I gathered for her, you know, they had some kind of party or something other, and I don't know. They supposed to like 5 or 6 of them beat him up or something and called law on him or something.
And this was at 110? This was at 110 Ben Hill?
Yeah.
Bill Benton.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure Vicky Dykes is who I think she is yet. However, her and Bill Benton have not come out yet and said anything. Dawn alluded to them in this interview with Hatfield and McCoy. The same place Fred alluded to. And it causes me great concern because she would be directly connected to We Can Bring You Hope and Roxanne DeFelice. I talk about often, and my KKK cousins. Possibly Paco, my brother's cartel and Aliving with the wife. Out here collecting money in Summer's name with Robin Lane, who I have some thoughts about, but I'm going to leave them to myself for right now. I don't know. Let's go back to Hatfield and McCoy.
The DCS really works worldwide.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean, there's just major corruption at DCS and family court.
So who was in charge? Is the TBI, were they in charge of this investigation? Is that who was?
They got it
over?
You know.
Who's over? Who is the agency that right now, if you had to call somebody?
I wouldn't call none of them.
Sure.
Because they're worthless.
I understand.
In my opinion, they ain't done nothing. And you talk about CPS and all that, that's their bread and butter. They ain't gonna go after them. That's why they make their money. 9 point.
No. TBI does not make their money through CPS. TBI has their own form of government granting. It is a separate entity of DCS. They would be the people that investigate DCS. FBI would investigate TBI if they did something wrong. TBI would investigate DCS. They would pull FBI in. It's the same sort of thing here. The TBI absolutely does not make any money off of selling children. This is a uneducated fucking statement coming from the lips of Don Wesley Wells.
$2 billion. There ain't one person running for governor or anything talking about CPS. And
Where did you get your figures and stuff at, if I can ask? I hate to bother you, but I mean, I know people's going to be asking this question. Where is he coming up with these numbers at? And
there's several different. We got 2 lawyers that that are out there, you know, Connie Reguli, Garza is another one that's trying to do a lot of good and change things.
They're trying to help you, or they're against
They're,
CPS?
Let me see if I can find this.
Okay, take your time.
Okay, this is Robert Garza, I think's his name. But I mean, he even made up this little thing right here. He's going all over the country.
We're going to look these people up another
Just hold
day.
it up there and I'll let the film get it.
His name is Robert Garza.
Yeah,
G-A-R-Z-A.
no.
I don't know how well that will do.
Yeah, probably not.
That's okay. That's okay.
But,
Maybe they can get it. The child welfare
yeah, crisis by the numbers.
crisis by the numbers. Okay, they can Google it.
28 times more likely to be abused in group foster care. 75% are removals.
I agree there.
70.
Oh shit. Okay, you guys are going to hear what I'm doing in 1 minute. So I went to ChatGPT and I asked it to write me an invitation to the man Don Will said he's been getting help from, I think. We'll go back and listen. I went to his website Event name. You can pick. Live panel appearance about Summer Wells. I have some wrong information here. Hold on. Damn it, I got a new phone number. I'm going to put Dick Earls in there. This one. I'm going to submit this request, and I'm going to tell you about this in a minute. Okay. He just mentioned a man named Robert Garza. He said that Robert Garza was helping him. He said this guy fights for parental rights and equality. I went to the website. Here's what the website says. Robert Garza survived a brutal 16-year custody battle and over 43 false CPS allegations. Today, he leads the international movement for family court reform, transforming personal adversity into a mission that protects children and upholds parental rights around the world. He has reform bills. You can invite him to speak. That's what I just did. We can look at his reform bills another day. Let me read to you what I just wrote him. My name is Crystal Sims, and I am the creator and host of the YouTube channel Crystal's Crime and Music. I would like to personally invite you to join me for a respectful, open conversation regarding statements made by Donald Wells, the father of missing Hawkins County, Tennessee child Summer Wells. My goal is not to debate or sensationalize the case. Instead, I would like to discuss some of the claims Mr. Wells has made publicly over the years, including statistics and information he has referred. I am interested in learning whether those statistics can be confirmed. Understanding the context behind his statements and hearing your professional perspective on the issues he has raised. I would also love to learn more about the type of justice you advocate for, the causes you fight for, and the work you do. I believe a thoughtful, respectful discussion could provide valuable insight for the audience and encourage critical thinking about this complex case. If you are interested, I would be happy to arrange a time that works best for you. Thank you for considering my invitation, and I hope to have the opportunity to speak with you. Sincerely, Crystal Sims, Crystal's Crime and Music. Hopefully he will reach out to me on my channel because I'm not leaving a phone number at this moment. I don't know it. I got a new fucking phone and a new fucking phone number, so I can't. I'd have to look it up, and I don't have time. But anyways, let's go back to the Hatfield and McCoy. Okay, I agree with Dawn here. Let me tell you why. You can't hear anything? Let me turn it up. Dawn just said, that the juvenile justice system, when they have a child who's a problem child, they get extra money, buku bucks. Now, the way Dawn says they get the money, no, I don't agree with. However, a majority of those children do qualify for state funding, which would be SSI. What does SSI pay in Tennessee? They also can get foster care money to provide for each child. Can you tell me how much SSI pays out per child in Tennessee in 2021 through 2026? Now, all of the Welsh children, I believe, have disabilities and had implements in school for special education. In 2026, they pay $994 per child. 2025, $967 per child. In 2024, $943 per child. And not in 2023, $914 per child. This is per month. In 2024, it was $841 per child. In 2021, it was $794 per child. Dawn's not wrong here. Can you hear me now, Selena? Hold on. Here's your statistics. You can look it up yourself and see. This is what they have gotten. Each month, they have had the Welsh children. So do the foster parents make money from these children? And in special instances like foster care, I know because when my son, back in 2001, was waiting for a heart, that his Social Security was expedited. My son Bailey got Social Security back then, not for long. Well, yeah, for a good proportion, from like 8 years old till the time he was about 15. He got Social Security because we had DCS involvement because of my son's heart transplant and my ex-mother-in-law consistently calling CPS on me and causing problems, then taking me to family court when she couldn't win in CPS court. Hey, Glenview. My children were expedited for SSI. Like, we literally got it in like 3 months. No fucking shit. So in a situation like the Wells kids, I can see the state paying out money per kid to the foster family, the adopted family, the adoption agency. So when you have an adoption agency that has a lot of children, say they have 20 children living in an orphanage, each child this year in Tennessee yearly gets $11,928. Let's say they have times this by 20 children. That foster home or whoever, if they have 20 children, is now making annually $238,000, $560 per year. Then a lot of these people who will adopt the children out or have these foster homes, much like Isaiah House, will use their adoptions to open 501c3s. They then can get government granting to fund their employees that work for them, gather volunteers that work for free, which pays their granted employees' money, like directors and things of that nature. So then they're adding that sort of money on top of their income, plus their normal jobs. Don is not miscorrect when he speaks. However, the way in the statistics that he is speaking about, that's how your friend was. I know people like that myself in life, Glenview, including a woman named Wendy, who I think possibly with Mama Bear may be out here playing fucking bullshit fuck games with me. Even if you adopt, they keep their Medicare until 21. Yep, Dawn is right. If they re in foster care, they pay disability to child services, but they pay foster families and adopters a check. Now that depends on your income. So not always, Glenview. If you have a child that won't qualify, that doesn't have learning disabilities, and a majority of the children taken by CPS because of shitty parents do have the disabilities to qualify for government funding on another basis, which is not foster care. But for the children that don't, okay, so let's go back to ChatGPT. How much does foster care get paid for a child? In Tennessee, foster care parents are reimbursed, not paid a salary. The reimbursement is intended to cover child's food, clothing, housing, transportation, school supplies, and other daily needs. As of current Tennessee rates, 0 to 11, $32.62 a day, about $979 a month. 12 plus, 37.40, about $1,022 a month. So let's ask, please. Please multiply by 12 or annual. Another $234, or well, $11,748 per child, $960 per year per child. So if they are able to double it, I don't know. Let's see. Can foster families double this money if a child qualifies for SSI? Yes, it is possible, but it's not as simple as automatically doubling the money. Here's how it generally works. Foster care reimbursement and SSI are separate programs. The child in foster care can qualify for SSI if they meet Social Security disability rules. However, the foster family usually does not receive both full payments for the same child. If a child in state custody receives SSI, the state child welfare agency, such as Tennessee Department of Child Services, may become the child's representative payee and use the SSI to help cover the child's cost of care. The foster family may continue to receive foster care board payment, but the state may adjust. If a foster parent is the child representative payee, which is less common, while the child is in state custody, the SSI must be spent only for the child's benefit. It's not extra income, but yes, it is. Because then they get like income tax. They get to use the receipts from the SSI they used on the child, send it to the state, and get reimbursed for the child's own money. A lot of foster homes will do this. So there you have $500,000 a year per child. If you have 20 children, well, per 20 children, I think the state keeps SSI and just, yes. However, they will adjust it and set it. And then if the foster parent has SSA benefits, retirement benefits, or they all automatically, because of the SSI, qualify for food stamps. So are the foster families making buku bucks off of children? Yes. In my opinion, if you want to be a foster family out of the care of your heart, there should be a cap allowed. Every child should qualify for SSI or foster payment. There shouldn't be both. You need money to raise the children, but you don't need fucking double than me, an average person who couldn't get double for my child because I don't have a foster kid. Do you see what I'm saying? So Don's statistics aren't completely wrong. It's just the way he forms them and talks about them. Does the foster family make money? Buku bucks off the children? Oh, fuck yes. However, I think that child should have an income. I think you need money to take care of children. However, the amount of money they give, I think if you're really coming from the heart and you want to adopt and take care of children in the way you know, you're not going to have a parent that abuses a child, as the parent has to pay out to adopt the child, not get paid to take the child. That's how I hear it. I wonder why you can't hear Dawn. Well, you know what, guys? I've been on for my 3 hours. I allotted you today. They tried only to use the BC cross, but the Medicaid wouldn't automatically kick in. See, that's a good foster family. That's what I'm saying. You know that foster family is not adopting that hurting that child because they have to pay their income to keep the child. I just think that there needs to be other rules when it comes to foster care and child removal and things of that nature. I think foster families for sure need to be fucking checked into because, like I told you, my first husband, who unalived himself, was brought up in a foster home, and I didn't know much about him before I was pregnant. He was a reoffender later in life, I'm hearing. I don't have that fact. He was molested from the age of like 3, 8, I can't remember what it was. He was hit in the head by a spoon by his grandfather. The house caught on fire because the grandfather locked him in the basement. Him and his brother caught the house on fire. DCF came in. They took the children. They put him in a foster home, who sexually molested my first husband for years till he was 13 and adopted out. And then he was already destroyed in life. You got to think about how something like that destroys a human and how they can be built to re-offend. They try to only to use the systems need rebuilt. You're absolutely correct about that, Glenview. Rebuilt more than anything on this earth. I think it's easy for children to be trafficked through DCF, but I think the way Dawn says it happened? No. I do think what they did to Josie is disgusting as fuck. I think it's grotesque. I think no child in the foster system should be put up for adoption like a dog on a website or anywhere like that. There needs to be a better system in play where people who want to be foster families, not where they see a child they might be able to benefit from, to adopt children. I think it's grotesque. But anyways, I'm going to end this live here. I don't know what I'll come back next with. We didn't finish this. I still need to listen to it. We still have an hour left. I yap. That's what I did today. I hope those of you that came in later, I didn't have a big crowd today. I hope some will come back and rewatch. Give it a like. Start at the beginning. I'm going to start covering Tupac and his trial. And Keefy D. I started tonight's live with DJ Vlad. I'm going to leave that tab where it was. I'm going to write down the timestamp. And we will continue my next live for the first hour the same way. I'm going to do an hour of Tupac and then jump into Summer or whatever else human trafficking I'm covering. I highly, again, recommend, and let me share at least a link to one of their videos. You go into TBI, not just YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, whatever it's called, Facebook, whatever social media they have. You go to their website, you look up the information, the things they do, so that you could put together an educated conclusion about what TBI may be doing behind the scenes when it comes to Summer's case or Layla's case or Holland's case or any missing person. And not just TBI, most bureaus, I can't say the word, act in a very similar way as the TBI. Like in Pennsylvania, they do the same sort of work. Most of them use Quantico. It's government funded by the federal government. There's lots of ways to go around the way they investigate cases like Summers. So look at all those gurus of about, yeah, I'm just saying, I've in my own life seen children put into a foster care system or put into with the wrong parent. Let's say it that way. And fall out of windows because the parents were high and didn't watch the child that the child was put with was given. We see that in Harmony Montgomery's case. It's a very good example of what I'm talking about. There's new cases. I just seen one the other day. I can't think of what it is. Same shit. CPS does need to be held responsible. They do need to make less money instead of more. Not CPS. It just depends on what branch of CPS you are, in my opinion, or what outside source you are coming in to help. We had, when my children were little, an agency called Project Star that came in. I fucking absolutely loved them. Angela and Terry, they were my favorite fucking people on the earth. I became friends with Angela. We had something happen within my case where my ex-mother-in-law, who worked for CPS at one time in her career, was interacting with this woman and trying to tell this woman what to write in the reports, and the woman quit her job and moved to Nantucket. So things like that do happen within CPS. I fucking swear to God to you, they do. So I don't think Don's completely wrong, but I do think the way he goes about it is not educated. He needs to research a little further how the money is made and how much money they get and statistics, and maybe have an educated conversation with the guy he pointed us to. I hope will respond back to me. All right, guys, I've been on 3 minutes more than I wanted to be. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know when I'll be back, but thank you for being here. Peace and love. Pesamore. Hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next one. If I can't come back, I'm going to try my hardest to make a few videos. Please give them a like and watch my other content at least until Thursday. Bye. I hope. My husband might be getting arrested. We'll talk about it another day. Yes. Yes, Glenview. That's what families need. Oh, we could talk about this all day. I won't never get off of here, but that's a good remind me about that, because we can talk about that again for sure. Bye.